Hey, what's up, Facebook family? You like my hair? It is, I'm letting it go gray. We'll see what it looks like. And I need a haircut, but whatever. So, hey, happy Tuesday. My good friend Golly told me that I completely forgot about yesterday. I had to get up early and work early for an MRI, and I was already working, and I just forgot. And today I'm waiting on Miss Golly because we are working on a special book project. But since she still might be in snooze land, I thought, well, I might as well do my Tuesday edition of the Monday Motivations um, just to go for it. So that's where we are. I haven't even decided what I want to talk about, but usually I go off the cuff. So first, let me tell you about okay, so yesterday I had an MRI on my back. My back's been bad for a long time and I've known it, but it's gotten worse and blah, blah, blah. They think there's more stuff and have surgery and lose weight, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I am working on losing weight, but Debbie's not doing surgery again. I've already had spinal surgery fusion on my neck, and no, we're not doing that again on my back or any other part of my body. So, anywho, but when I get out of the MRI, they had to give me some, Valium because claustrophobia kind of set in my older years. And let me tell you, you can't fight that. I mean, you can lay in there and pray in tongues and listen to music and have your spouse touch your toe or whatever. But when claustrophobia really kicks in, oh my goodness, you just like, get me out, get me out, get me out. It's like it's like your brain knows you're right there, right? And there's all these people surrounding you, and all you have to do is press the little button. It's like you're not stuck. Like your mind knows that, but somewhere in whatever causes claustrophobia, holy moly, I remember the first time it really hit me. I guess we're going to talk about claustrophobia for a minute. We'll see where it goes. I was always a little, even growing up, sometimes I dream about being in tight spaces and stuff, and I could feel the anxiety and like if there's too many people in an elevator or something, but it's never like stopped me from doing anything, right? But the older you get, you start to recognize, ooh, that bothered me all those years, right? And then about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I was in for an MRI for something. And in the past, I would put, the towel over my eyes and I would just pray and listen to music, and Susan would hold my toe and I was good. A little nervous, kind of elevated, anxious, but I could do it, right? And then one day, oh my goodness. One day I had to go in for an MRI because I was having gallbladder issues, and we did the same thing, and Susan was there holding my toe, and I freaked out. And they had to let me out. I couldn't do it. And I was like, what? I'm praying and listening to music. Susan's talking. Well, she's not really talking to me. It's too loud, right? She's holding, she's rubbing my foot and everything. Why can't I overcome this? And I had to get out. I mean, I was like freaking out. And I got out to the front desk and found myself just apologizing. Have you ever found yourself apologizing? Maybe that's where we're going. Have you found yourself apologizing for stuff that you really don't have any control over? And I'm at the front desk to reschedule and get with my doctor to get a Valium and everything. And I'm apologizing. And I remember the feeling like I had failed, like I've wasted everybody's time. And why couldn't I just overcome this? And the lady said, honey, claustrophobia, when it really hits, and it can like kind of creep up, in age and stuff. She goes, when it hits, she goes, I've seen grown men 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" come out of that thing shaking and crying like a leaf. She goes, it is not your fault. It's in the brain. You really don't have any control over it. And so she kind of just let me know that, it's not a mind over matter thing for the most part. And I remember having almost like PTSD, I started reading up on it, like why all of a sudden now? I mean, I've always been a little claustrophobic, but why now? And I remember driving home because we lived like 3 hours away. That's a whole nother story. But anyways, And I could still feel the feeling, the fear, the intense, terrifying fear as I was driving home. And I'm like, am I losing my mind? What is going on with me? And then I started researching, and even like the effects of that traumatic event, like any other traumatic event, can just stay with you. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is yesterday I had an MRI and it was cool. They gave me the happy drugs, and it doesn't get bombed or anything. You just kind of mellow. Actually, it gave me a headache, but I did it, and Susan held my foot, and it was fine. I didn't move or anything, but it's always disconcerting because when I got out, the technician, a different technician than the one who got me all set up, came out, and he immediately said, before a while, still laying down, he goes, "How long have you been in pain?" I'm like, "Oh, like 20 years." I didn't elaborate with him all the stuff I already knew was going on with my back and what the possible new stuff could be. But I was like, "Oh, about 20 years." He goes, "Has it been really bad recently? Like, has it increased?" And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's why I'm here. But I didn't, I think more snarky than I talk. So I was like, yeah, the last couple of months it's been really bad. And then he was like, huh, and obviously the technicians can't say anything. They're not allowed to diagnose or tell you. They have to send the files to my doctor, but it was just kind of like, oh, that thing of where somebody puts a little something in your head. But what I want to say is the fact that I would, love to turn around tomorrow and tell you I'm absolutely healed of claustrophobia. And maybe someday I will tell you that, because I believe Jesus heals all of that. But for right now, it is what it is. And there's no shame, I guess, in having a diagnosis of anything. I was talking to friends Sunday when we went to lunch, and we were talking about, breakfast. We were talking about, different diagnoses and how it's like okay to have, say, arthritis or something else, and I'm not calling claustrophobia a mental illness, but what I'm saying is, but when you start talking about mental health or something like that, there's this stigma around it. And, I am at this moment experiencing, we'll say that for all my Word of Faith Christian friends, I am experiencing some challenges with being in small places, tight places. And I will learn, and I am learning things to overcome that. But I also know that I'm not going to torture myself and try to sit through an MRI that I will break down the walls of to get out without a little bit of help. And so, we have doctors and we have therapists and we have things to help us. And I believe in the healing power of Jesus 100%. But I believe Jesus also gave us wisdom and knowledge and all these smart doctors and authors and all the gifts that we see in individuals displayed throughout the earth to help us as a community and everything. Yeah, claustrophobia is scary. Barbara, you're right. It's super scary. And all the praying in tongues and everything, I'm sorry. I was like, Lord, I'm praying, I'm connecting with you, just take it away, and it's like, no, that didn't help. And it helped the first couple times, but as it got worse, it didn't. And so I guess what I'm saying is, whatever you are going through, there is no shame in going through something, whether it is mental, physical, spiritual. Like, part of the reason my back is bad is because I have had a curvature of the spine since I was a kid. I wasn't overweight like I am now, none of that. I just was born with it, basically. We have genetic things, and it's gotten progressively worse. And I knew that 10 years ago, or 15 years ago when I had an MRI and they told me what was going on, and I know it now. Gaining weight has not helped the situation. So there's some things I can do on my end. But it was there before that, and it's so funny, like people can look at you like if you use a little cart, I don't know where I'm going, but you use a little cart, right, in Walmart or something, and people are, there's that thought of, oh, she's using that because she's heavy. Well, no, I'm kind of using that because my back feels like it's going to snap in half. Oh, she's using that because she's so heavy, her back's going to snap in half. I was like, no, my back's felt like it was going to snap in half since I was in junior high and I was 120 pounds, right? So it's like, it's so funny. So I just want to give yourself permission to not beat up on yourself for what it is that you are going through, and to take advantage of the tools and the resources that are available for you to heal, whether that means a therapist, physical therapy, whatever it is, to give yourself some grace, the grace that you give other people, some grace to say, you know what, I have this situation, and there's no shame in it, you guys. If we don't shame somebody for having arthritis, this is where I'm going. Why would we take on shame for perhaps a mental situation you're going on, or a need for a therapist, or a need to be, on antidepressants or whatever? Now, I'm not advocating either or. And again, I know that God can heal all of that, but we all heal differently and we heal at different times. I always call immediate healing a miracle. Like, boom, 1 minute you have it, the next minute you don't. For me, that's a miracle. But healing for me is progressive. And I continue to heal progressively with the help of God and with the help of doctors that He's put in my life. Let me see what you said, Barbara. You went to nar okay, Narcotics Anonymous. I think that's Naranon. Yeah, what if they judge me? Yeah, we go through this stuff. And here's what I say about that. For one, there's great job that you went somewhere that can possibly give you support. What I have found out about 12-step programs is that even if people look like they have their act together, they're there for a reason. So release yourself of that judgment from them. I don't think, and release yourself from judgment of anybody. Anybody that would judge you for trying to better yourself is probably not, they're either just unaware, or they maybe shouldn't be in your immediate circle. And if they're not in your immediate circle, I mean, with all love, I say, bye, Felicia, or you can be on my outskirts and we can be acquaintances and I can care about what happens to you. But your true friends understand. And I've been to 12-step programs for eating, and I've sat with other friends who are actively in 12-step programs, and supported them, and actually learned a lot just being a visitor and listening and seeing, because it all at the end of the day points back to God as far as I'm concerned as that. But at the end of the day, people judging us, we can't control people who judge us. The only thing we control is how we respond to it, and whether we let that come in and be a wound. And believe me, I used to be the queen of assuming people were judging me and then getting offended about being judged without ever really knowing if they were offending me or not. I'll definitely pray for you, Barb, and you can message me as well. We could set up a time to do a Zoom or a private chat or something like that. But yeah, it's not anything. So anyways, I still don't know where my friend Golly is, because we have a special book project we're working on. And she must be asleep, and that kid works hard, so I'll let her have her sleep. And this is going a little longer than I want. But Barb, right now, I mean, we can connect, but I just pray for you right now, just for the peace of God to flood you, for you to receive that love from the Lord, and to know that you are not broken. You may be troubled, you may be going through things, you may have tons of circumstances that are causing all sorts of conflict in your life, but the Lord does not see you as broken. When God judges you, He looks and says, that is my daughter, and I love her, and I'm with her. And the voice of the Lord over your life is the most important voice to listen to. God speaks kinder to you. And this is for several of you watching, but God speaks kinder to you, Barb, than you talk to yourself. Most of us do not speak to ourselves with the heart of the Father, because the heart of the Father towards all people, recognize God in your life, whether you even recognize Jesus as Savior, which I believe He is. God, our Creator, created you with purpose, created you with love, and created you with intent to live life and to live it to the fullest, happy, joyous, and free. So God sees you, Barb, not the way that you see yourself. God is not the judge on the chair with the big whip, looking down on us and scowling. If you had a human father that did not display love to you for whatever reason, that is not God. God is not, God, the word says that God is not man, and He doesn't lie, and He doesn't change His mind, my paraphrase. So people change their minds. People treat us good one minute and wrong the next minute. Parents can love us but show it in really weird ways, or we can have really odd parents who are physically, mentally, abusive, or just vacant, not there, emotionally vacant. There's all sorts of different things, but that is not God. So we need to separate that representation of our human parents from God. Even if you had great human or have great human parents, that's still not God, because God has a love that no one can touch. And God doesn't get frustrated with us like humans can, or change His mind. So Barb, I just pray that peace and that wisdom, and that you need something to give is what I sense. Like there's got to be something that gives and brings you some relief, probably in several areas. And so the Lord is the one that breaks bondages. And I'm not just talking about 12-step type of things. Bondages, if we're in bondage to poverty, if we're in bondage to a poverty mindset, if we're in bondage to being like a rat on a wheel where we keep trying the same thing over and over and over again. Whatever it is that you need in your life, Barb, when you say you really need prayer, and where it almost sounds like it's like, here we go again, here we go again, here we go again. And you haven't had the relief. I just speak a flood, a wash of release, that the dam breaks, and that the goodness of God, and that you can actually see some things going your way. It's like you said, man, I just need something to go my way. I just need something to go my way. And so just speak the bondage breaking power of God to go your way and to flood over you in Jesus' name. And so you guys have gone longer than I normally have, but Barb, feel free to connect. I still have something going on this morning, but we'll set up a time to talk. And if you guys view this later, just know that you are loved. Comment. I'll respond to all the comments. If you think this will bless somebody, share. And you can, I got this somewhere here. Hold on. You can definitely get a hold of me here at authenticdeb.com. There's a couple shirts. There's a couple t-shirts. You can sign up for a mini coaching session. My music is on there. Whatever you need, you can contact me. And I hope you guys have a great day. And remember to be you, because being you is enough. So you guys have a great day.